Hello, welcome to Bass Coach Walrus. My name is Sean Walrus. I am a bass guitar coach. And today, welcome to my first time reaction of a band I believe is called President. And the song is called Mercy. This is a Patreon pick from Eric. Thank you so much. I have never heard of this band. I might have seen it suggested to me in YouTube and stuff like that, but I've definitely never heard of their music. No idea what kind of style. Are they rock, metal, funk, jazz? Who knows? We'll find out. And as always, I will be listening out for the bass lines, the rhythms, the arrangements and composition. I generally do not focus on the lyrics or the videos so much, so do let me know if any of the musical elements are done intentionally in order to meld with the concept in the video or the lyrics. Just from the name, my guess is it's some sort of a electronic band that has potential to become heavy. That's what I get from the name President. That's the name of the band, not the song, right? I believe so. So yes, I am pretty excited to get into this. I'm not sure what they're gonna sound like, no idea what to expect, but here we go. Oh! Wow. Alright, first off, I like that arpeggiated synth part. Something like that. Really cool. And I love the way they time the arpeggio. When I say arpeggio, it's basically notes of a scale or chord played in sequence rather than all together. So how they time the arpeggio in such a way that it fit the 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4 time signature that was kind of established and made clear when the whole band came in. So when the guitars, the drums, the bass, everything came in, that was clear. It was a 4/4, and the arpeggio initially was not so clear what kind of time signature was going on because there was a bit of a polyrhythm going on. Yeah, I'd like to hear that again. Let's see how it ties into a 4/4 time signature. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 2 chords. Sounds like a 4 and then a 6. Oh. Okay, something has changed. Ooh. Woo. To the 1 chord. Nice. It's nice, big, thick major sound, right? Sounds like they're in an E major. Oh no, sorry. B major. Alright, let's pause it there for a bit. First off, wow, what a powerful sound, what a wall of sound. I love that thick, kind of punchy and almost shoegazy in terms of how thick it is. That kind of a sound, it's really heavy, it's rhythmic at the same time. The vocals are generally quite relaxed and I love that. I wonder if it'll stay that way. But something really cool that I wanted to point out from the beginning was that they had a change of key the moment the verse came in, and it was so subtle because the bass notes or the root notes of the chords that were used appeared to be in a similar key as the ones in the intro. So in the intro, what happened was there was that B major, which I said was the 4 chord, right? Then it went into the E flat minor, which is a 6 minor, so all these being in the F sharp major chord. And then when the verse came in, it went into an E major, which was an E Lydian. It's an E major Lydian, which means instead of a regular E major sounding like this, it was a Lydian where you raise the 4th note to become a sharp 4. So 1, 2, 3. Instead of this, you play this instead. So it's got a different, slightly more dreamy sound than which is, I guess, regular happy major. But if you were to play Lydian, just that one note change. And so what they did was they played the E major Lydian, which then tells us the key has changed from an F sharp major. It has now become a B major. And why it was so subtle is because the B major is actually the fourth chord of the F sharp major. So it wasn't like they moved one semitone up or one semitone down, in which case the dissonance would make the key change extremely obvious and overt. But in this case, it was just such a subtle key change from that progression where the B major Lydian, which is the fourth of the F sharp major key, to the E flat minor Aeolian, and then they went into the E Lydian. Anyway, just some geekery. If this is overly geeky to you, you may skip it. But for those of us who love some nerdy music stuff, which is what we do a lot here, I think you would appreciate that. And I thought that was really cool and deserves another listen. And I will explain along the way what exactly was going on. Pardon my microphone. I think it's having some issues. I've been thinking about actually upgrading my microphone to the Shure SM7B, which is, I guess you could say, the gold standard for podcasts and stuff like that. Let me know if you think I should do that, or maybe even some sort of a GoFundMe or something to crowdfund for it, because yes, finances are tight. I am renovating my place right now, and so I'm trying my best to scrimp wherever I can, not overly scrimp on the important things, of course. And there are certain things we should splurge on, like the beds and the electrical points and stuff like that. Like, you can't really overdo those. Well, I guess you could. You really could. Anyway, let me know if you would support me if I did a GoFundMe for some new equipment. Let's get back to the start and listen to that, and I'll narrate it as we go along. So here we're still in the F sharp major. That's the fourth chord of the F sharp major, which is the B major. The E flat minor. One more time. Ooh, it went to the nice E. Key change to B major. That's the E Lydian. Back to the B Ionian. Again. Very nice, very nice. It's got a little bit of a loath vibe, yeah? Oh, there's a like a reverse delay kind of thing. Woo, nice. Wow, let's talk about that. These guys are good. They are really intentional with their composition. Let me know if you would consider them some sort of music nerds or something, because they're not just doing stuff because it sounds cool or whatever. There is a system and a logic to the way they compose. So what I shared earlier was already one indicator of this, that they have some music geekery. I think one of the things they like to do was to provide tiny bits of dissonance in their rather major sounding key, their rather major sounding sound. So one of which was towards the end of the intro, I think, before the verse came in. So it was that B Lydian, right? And it goes another bar, and then they go. So they had those two chords, and this E flat minor is very much within the friendly range of the F sharp major key, which they're on in that segment. But there was this part where after that B Lydian, they went into something like a, in which there was a slide down from the E, which is very cool because this E is not usually in the F sharp major key. It would be, however, in the B major key, which is where they were about to flow into for the verse. So they have all these little subtle musical elements in them just to, I suppose, smoothen out or make the transition between the intro to the verse more smooth and even more subtle. So not only were they subtle in choosing second key, a different key that's very much friendly with many of the chords of the previous key, the initial key, they were also infusing little notes here and there that kind of hint to you, oh, B major is coming. So that the E note is very much present in the B major key because the E is the Lydian, the fourth. And that's where they went into the B major right after that. The E, right? So I thought that was really cool, and they had so many of these interesting little arrangement choices that they made. I'd like to go back a little bit and talk about them briefly, but overall, very cool. I think that even the vocals has this interesting, I don't know if I would consider them harsh vocals per se, but he really went up a notch in terms of aggression and provided a bit of that rasp for the aggression, of course. So I want to hear again somewhere from here, and just to catch those little beautiful arrangement gems. Oh. Yeah, those are harsh vocals for sure. Sounds like a fry scream. Nice cut. Yeah. Ooh. Very cool key change there again. Yeah, so they did these little arrangement things, right? There was that a bit of some production tricks just to make something sound a little bit more distinct. I can't remember what you call that. Is that a reverse delay? Something like that. Basically, it sounds like when you play something, it starts from the end and then it plays it in reverse. So from the soft part when the sound decays back to the loud part when the attack first came in. So it's like instead of bam, bam, bam. Well, pardon my bird sounds. It's the best I can do with this instrument. That is my mouth. Alright, and they did a very interesting key change again. Remember earlier there was this slide from the E to the E flat in the, I guess, intro where the... something like that. And then they did a similar slide down where they slide down by one semitone. One semitone means one fret of the... Ooh, keep hitting myself on this thingy. I better stand back. Stay away from hostile microphone stands. They also did a similar thing where they slid down one semitone from, I think it was this note, for just that section where we stopped there. Again, that was another key change. We don't have enough information yet as to what key they went into or whether it was simply an atonal part. Atonal meaning not strictly part of any key. Let's listen just slightly from behind and hear how that slight change created a dissonance, which I guess in this case they didn't want to be subtle about it. They wanted to be subtle at the front. Here, they are being much less subtle. Oh. Oh, okay. It was from the A to the A flat when they slid down. Alright, back to the B major. Ah, that reverse delay. Nice. Nice, they use that riff, the A to A flat riff, with this very melodic chorus or segment. Oh, cool, chords. Cool pianos in the back. Are they pianos? Pianos. With a very subtle attack. It's just not like bam, it's like wow. Wow. I want to hear that part again actually. Just the part with the pianos. Very beautiful. Nice. Something like that. Very nice. Very cool. Well, everything drowns out, just the drums stay in the mix. Everything. Oh, yeah, very cool. Oh my gosh, how nice.